Alright, I'm inside of a cave called the Maze, or Maze Cave. It's a lava tube that branches out to at least 3 levels. It's got a lot of crawls. Oh wow, there's light coming through here. I never noticed that before. Cool. Alright, anyway, let me turn on my light and I'll start working my way down. It's got at least 3 levels. It's got some serious crawling though, so I'm not going to bother to try to do the whole thing. But yeah, here's the entrance. I'm standing at the entrance, getting ready to work my way down. Just wanted to show you how kind of cool looking ceiling here. Alright, so let me crawl down just a bit. Or crouch, not really crawling. There we are. Notice this used to be a tourist cave, so they got a trail built in it by the CCC or the WPA, whatever you call it. Anyway, I thought they were the same thing. I don't know. Alright, I'm going to keep turning left to go clockwise. I already went through once, didn't see any bats, so I'm going to have my light turned up nice and bright. Alright, there's 30%. That should be enough. Or maybe I should do 40. As long as it doesn't overheat, I'm happy. Alright, so I'm at an intersection right now. I can go straight, or I could turn down to this lower level here. Go down that way. Notice I came from up here. Notice how rough the ceiling is. Very dry, like no moisture right now at all. And then over here, if you look carefully, well, 1, there's a nest, but 2, there's a hole down to the lower level. So watch your step, stay on the trail if it's your first time here. You don't want to get yourself killed falling off a cliff. Even if it is only 20 feet down. Okay, 10 feet down. Still, it's a good idea to try to be careful once in a while. Alright, so let's turn left and go down to the lower level. Notice here, I'm right next to a cliff that's still like another 15 feet down. Even though I've already come down from up there. So this next level is probably at least 30 feet below the ground. 30 feet below ground level. How do you say that? I got boots on, so I have decent traction, but I still need to be careful not to slip. Wow. Look at that white mineral up there. It's kind of pretty. So you notice there's a way under there you could crawl. Or there's a way over there to the left you could crawl. Or there's a way over to the right you might be able to crawl. Wow. Look at this wall. All sorts of different colors and shapes. It's nice and cool in here, but it was hot at the entrance. It's going to be like 90 degrees Fahrenheit today outside, so that's one reason I'm doing caves that are close to the road. So I don't have to hike too far to the cave. I wanted to go for a long hike this trip. It's too warm for me to do it. Notice how smooth this rock on the floor is versus how rough the rock is on the ceiling. Over here, it's kind of breakdown, so it's different. Fascinating. So I'm at a 3-way here. You could crawl under there. Here's the sign that says we're at the maze. Notice they spelled it M-A-I-Z-E, which means corn. That's a spelling error. They meant maze, like explore a maze and get lost. But whatever. I didn't do it. Notice the cave splits here, but it's a lot easier to go to the right. It keeps going quite a ways. You can see that red mark. Come here with knee pads and so on, you can climb through there. I think the red marks are supposed to show you the way in. Hopefully I'll come back with knee pads and more people and I can check that out. I've been back there before, but not this year. When I'm by myself, I try to be safe, so I don't end up like the Nutty Putty incident. All right, here we go. Yeah, serious belly crawl through there. I'm not sure if I can fit through there or not. Sounds like it might be fun to try. But again, not by myself. Want somebody here to grab my ankles and yank me out if I do something stupid. Okay, so back to this upper level, the three-way. Refresh your memory. To the right is the way I came in. That's the only way out. The ceiling is some nice rock. Down there is where I just went, and I bravely chickened out. Now up here, I can go this way for a little bit, till I come to another three-way. Are we lost yet, or what? So if I can keep going straight, stay in the upper level, or turn right to go down to the lower level again. I'm going to keep going left to go through clockwise. So here we go. So there's the way I'm going to go. There's the way I'm not going to go. That's Mr. Chicken to you. That's a real movie, The Ghost of Mr. Chicken. Don Knotts. Anyway. Little rat nest over there. That's back in the good old days when they could make a G-rated movie for adults instead of, G-rated movie being for children. That's one thing that kind of sucks about Hollywood these days. There's a severe shortage of G-rated movies. Not everybody wants to watch car wrecks and murders and gunfights and all that stuff. I can watch the news if I want to see that. Here we go. Now I'm in a nice big room. Notice how flat the floor is here. That's the way I came in. That's the way I'm going to get out. Hopefully. Nice rough ceiling here. Notice most of the floor is covered with breakdown here. Just a tiny trail through the side here. Except for the breakdown, the floor is super flat. Notice the floor is dark because it's damp. The ceiling is dry, so it's lighter. Notice there's a way through there on the left. There's also a way through there on the right. The trail goes to the right. Good luck trying to get back there. Here's the sign-in sheet. This cave is only visited by like one group of people per month, which is weird. Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to find. A lot of people wouldn't even know to look for it. But, yeah. I think I found it by accident the first time. I was just wandering around and I got lucky. There's the green stuff on the floor, just like the Golden Dome Cave, Hopkins Chocolate Cave. here it's on the walls too. Look at that, an upper level. Wow. Sure is a pretty cave. Most of the caves around here are pretty. Wow. Especially on the lower wall there. I'm assuming the lower wall gets more moisture, and that's why it can support more of that bacteria. I'm not sure. Could be the composition of the rock too. Oops, hang on. I gotta tighten my helmet a little bit so it doesn't tip over. I want to show you something really cool here. Look at this rock. See how the rock has sharp points on it? So those were sharp points hanging from the ceiling. That rock fell down, tilted 90 degrees. So now the rock points are sideways. Sounds cool. Alright. I think I'm near the end of this cave, this level, this section. It's blocked by breakdown. So unless you want to get something here, move all these rocks. I think we're at the end. This is the way back. Just showing the cool colors of the rocks. All the sharp points on the ceiling where the rock didn't fall down. Same thing here, look at this rock. So this rock was part of the ceiling, had these points hanging down. When the rock fell down, it made a perfect 180. So now the points are sticking up. Something for you to stab your kneecaps on if you're not careful. Oops. Even here, look at the ceiling. All the cool little sharp points here. Darn it. I don't know why my autofocus is pointing in the wrong place. Alright, there we go. Ooh, I'm gonna sit down here so you can look how rough the wall is. So these tiny points are very fragile, so try not to touch them if you see them. If you have to brace yourself against the wall, do it, but better to find an alternative if you can. Luckily this cave, the floor is super flat, so it's really easy. Don't really need to grab onto the wall, except for the cave's really narrow. Okay, so there's the way out. There's a tiny hole, too small for people. Here's a pillar. Notice all the gold-colored bacteria. Looks like there could be a way to climb or crawl back through there, but I'm pretty sure it just goes back to where I was. And I think there's a way down there. Oh yeah, I remember. So you have to go to the right of this rock and on the other side of that rock and then climb down. There's an even lower level here, but I'm not gonna bother right now because I'm not knee pads. Definitely need to come back here and try harder. Luckily this cave's open year round, so maybe I get somebody to come this winter when they're bored. Okay, so this is the way out, right? I'm in the middle level. Here's the upper level. Haven't been up there, that's for sure. I don't even know it's a dead end. For all I know, it could go miles. Sure, if it did, nobody would tell me. At the sign-in register, there's no map. What part of boo do you not understand? See? Here's a crawl spot there. So where I told you you could probably get through that tight crawl. If you did, I think you'd come through here. So it'd be a little bit of work, but you wouldn't really go anywhere different, new. Notice how wide it is here. It's technically a trail to the right. I'll come out here and get a look around. Yeah, there's a smooth floor and then really rough ceiling. Same thing, very interesting ceiling. And then about as easy of a floor as a cave is gonna get. Got a little nook up there. So there's the way out. Kind of cool. This upper level is like a perfectly straight tube. Can't get lost. Famous last words. All right, anyway. There we are looking over this breakdown pile again. Notice there are a few damp spots correlating to cracks in the ceiling. So moisture gets into the cave by dripping through these cracks. See what's under here. No, that's just a dead end. Boring. All right, here we go. On the other hand, the ceiling is kind of interesting. Oh, what the heck. There. There's another upper level, too small for people. This part's the hardest for me. My elbow's bruised. My left elbow's bruised. So I gotta be careful of my left elbow. Because of the way the cave curves on the right, I have to lean to the left. Is that upper level again? I don't know if I pointed it out on the way in or not. Oh, yeah, I already pointed out this nest up there. I think it's a rat nest. Interesting. Got some nice sharp points on the ceiling up here. The thing is, when the floor is nice and smooth, it could be slippery too. It's always a trade-off. Luckily, this cave isn't too slippery. So now I'm in a three-way again. Straight through there is the way out. So I'm going to turn left here. Go up to the top of this little breakdown pile real quick. Take a look around. So down there is the way I just came through. Ooh, Look at that. It's like a little mouth or something. Look how rough this is. Wow. Oh, wow. Look at the ceiling here. There's a lot of sharp points up on the ceiling. Up there and over here. Oops, hold on. Alright, nice. Over there's that lower level I did first at the beginning of the video. That natural light, that's the exit. I'm back where I started. Notice here the rock is several feet thick between the floor of this middle level and then the ceiling of this next lower level. Notice that crack here goes all the way through. Wow. Nice. Notice down here to the left, it's like 15 feet down. So I do have to be a little bit careful climbing down here. Make sure I don't slip and fall down. So here I am. Still like 7 more feet I could fall down if I'm not careful. So a little bit tricky. A nice room. I can almost stand up now. Yeah, I'm standing up now. There's the way out. There's that crack I was telling you about. Goes to the middle level on the way out. And then down here is, as far as I know, the lowest level. Of course, if there's a lower level, I'm sure I'd be last to know. But whatever. Wow, there's an actual loop in the rock there. Nice. Alright, so there's the way up. There's this little skylight to the next level. Alright, so there's a trail through here. You gotta do some serious belly crawling. No, thank you. Wow, look at that. Scary little cage. So I'm at a 4-way. I can turn right to go back up the way I came. I can go behind me to that crawl I just decided not to do. And go straight through here to do some serious crawling. Or I can just walk up here. I guess I could crawl up here and that makes it a 5-way intersection. Wow. Are we lost yet? What's funny is I'm like 20 feet directly under the entrance, so I haven't really even gone anywhere yet. So yeah, if you're feeling brave, you could crawl back through there. I'm not doing that today, but I've definitely been up there. Yeah, see? Just gotta climb over this breakdown. You can get back in there. Wow. Interesting colors here because of the breakdown rock. Or I can go right. Notice even the floor is different colors here. I think the gray rock is not breakdown. Some of the lighter rock is breakdown. But look at this big rock here. This is permanent, so it must have broken down. And I don't know, it's complicated. Wow. Anyway. But as you can see, here's the end of the cave. Well, this part of the cave. This is just breakdown behind me. This is back the way I came. Very colorful breakdown here. Wow. Look at the texture of here. Wow. Even the breakdown in this cave is pretty. Alright, anyway. So, here I am. Back there is the way out. And over here, looks like it's a dead end to the left, but I might be able to crawl to the right. But again, without knee pads, I'm not going to even pretend to care. You can tell, look at this, how rough the floor is to the left and the right, but smooth in the middle. In other words, this is a trail. Notice you can't crawl to the left. So if you were up there and you'd crawl to the right, you'd be above here, not connected. But yeah, over here, looks like there's another three-way. I could go up there and crawl left or right. Wow. Definitely need to come back with knee pads. All right, so there's the way back up. Let's see if I can get up here without slipping to my doom. Of course, if I were really worried about it, I'd put my camera away and use my hands. I'm not even wearing gloves. That's how confident I am. Oops. Normally, if I'm going to climb and use my hands, I'd use gloves. So I don't risk scratching up my hands trying to grab onto something. Perfect timing. I'll walk back to my car, go to the next cave. I'm only doing 2 caves today. So the next one's going to be really long. Time for me to do the catacombs. Without knee pads, I'm only do like 1/3 of the cave, but that 1/3 will be awesome. So down here is where it just was. This crack is down to where I was. There's that nest. Here's the way out. Perfect timing, because I only shoot half of an hour of video at a time. It's been 28 minutes. So, yeah, All right, there it is. There's the maze.